blinding, I was swearing, and of course, to all you humans, big up yourselves. I can see Madman in the building. I can see Waterview. Who else is there? Ram. Mate, I was effing and blinding, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with crypto? Excuse my French for any French speakers in the building, but big up yourselves, every single one of you, absolute legends. And really, what I was doing is what I call a ghost analysis. Okay, I was talking to myself about a brilliant piece of work published in our Discord. Of course, most of you might have seen it, but the fact that it only got like 1, 2, 3, 4 likes or whatever in the Discord tells you people aren't even interested in the institutional grade research. This one is coming to you courtesy of my brother Jimmy. Of course, I can see Cave as well. Big up yourself, Caveman, my brother. I do apologize. We missed each other the other night. But yeah, great to see my brother Madman in the building. We miss you, brother. I haven't seen you for a few days. Hope you are in rude health. So everybody is, of course, the fact that I've been cursing here for about 20 minutes to myself makes me feel better now, guys. But happy festive period to you all. Season's greetings from myself, my family, to you and your loved ones. Hope you are seeing an opportunity rather than absolutely caving in, because it is absolutely either we're in a bear market, and data will tell you we have kind of been in that because the alts are at their bare minimum. Like, we don't have much more room to go down, in my opinion. But let me start off with something that Jim has published in our Discord, and this is something that we talk institutional grade. We take a different angle, and you have to, you can't simply come here and just say, this alt will 20x or that alt will 20x. And without carefully looking at what's going on, it's going to be very difficult. But what we're talking about, what you're looking at here, is the Fed's TGA account. And it's something that we look at in terms of when crypto is likely to be risk on and when things are going to be difficult, like right now. So what you see in here, and Jim has done a brilliant job, what you basically see it is the Fed's Treasury General Account, or the TGA. Now, historically, when the chart bottoms, to keep it very simple, risk assets go to the roof. When the chart goes up, it means the Fed is pulling liquidity from the market, and you will see their balance sheet, reducing. So this is where we've been. And again, big up to my brother Jim. Our Discord is incredible. The amount of legends, big up Madman, big up Caveman. We've got classic names as well. Unbelievable, unbelievable group of people there. I mean, I really couldn't do this. I would have given up a long time ago if it wasn't my family over there in the Discord. But today I did a video today, and it wasn't to scare anyone. It was just to look at the facts of what's coming this week. This is an incredibly, pause. Everybody smash a like for my brother Madman. I hope you get better, brother. Much love to you. Much love to your family. We don't want you to be sick. Hope you get rude health very, very soon, because you are an unbelievable brother. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm sending you my season's greetings to you, to your family, and every single one of you here. Season's greetings, guys. Hope you are looking after yourself, because ultimately that is, that is the most important thing in life. Your health, your family, all of those things come before crypto. So get well soon, brother. But it is, I'm not gonna lie, it is absolutely Wonderful to hear from you and to have you here. And you are one of the ones that keep it real amongst all the legends. So let me break this down real quick for you guys so you understand what I'm looking at. So what Jim has done is basically identified the level that we got to, and I believe we dropped recently from 900 billion to 859 billion on the onset of the QE, stealth QE, whatever you want to call it, right? That is a 71 billion drop, which is relatively small considering the account was over 930 billion. So again, what he's done here brilliantly is to highlight periods where we bottom and then we ignite. Now, there's a line here that I wanted to talk about, which is historically the Fed until COVID kept the minimum balance between 15 billion to 130 billion, 35 billion. We are a long way off that. Okay, to keep the government functioning, of course, capital injection with combined T-bill purchases and long-term debt purchasing, of course, is absolutely key. So to put it simply, alts will follow liquidity. Risk on sign is erected. Of course, the markets will pump massively. The roadmap is very clear. The markets will surge when we start to see this chart going down. Of course, there's additional data requirements. And another thing to keep in mind is that central banks often follow the lead of the US Fed regarding capital injection until obviously Japan came and hiked rates for the first time since August, basically. So what we're seeing potentially is that fear of the carry trade. Okay, so again, ahead of key data releases this week, we have payroll, we have CPI, right? No wonder the market is scared. No wonder Bitcoin is dropping. No wonder market makers are stepping in to take full advantage of the situation. Of course, there are bullish things amongst that as well. We are 43 days away, which means big money is packing up and going to bed until 2026. And that is, by all means, a quiet market, perhaps a very choppy market. If there's a bear market confirmation, of course, if we go by Benjamin Cowen and the 50-day, you really can't ignore that. That is something that we need to keep in mind as we skate through what's about to be one of the most interesting periods in crypto. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If we look at we look through the Clarity Act, the anti-CBDC side of things. We look through the hyperliquid whale. Now, the hyperliquid whale, spare a thought for a minute, guys. For somebody who is absolutely insane, right? And we look at the hyperliquid whale in a minute. But what is going on? Why is the market concerned, right? Because we need to understand sometimes, as we go through the rest of the year, the timing of this event is, or the whole entire week, CPI, NFP, Bank of Japan. This is all impactful data. And there's no two ways about it. It requires attention. Of course, crypto bros haven't really talked about this because somebody will talk about the M2 and then they will pile in and talk about the M2. But what I said in my video today was, could this really dump Bitcoin by 20 to 30%? And we're going to keep that in mind. And that sends us back below $80,000, right? Into the low 70s. So it is absolutely key event. Now, whether it's going to be impactful or not, it really depend on what market participants and whale money does over the next few days. And they've already actually caught this about 3 weeks ago, right? And sorry, who the fuck is this? Someone's calling me a scam. Let me just get rid of that motherfucker. Yeah, so anyway, we are in a situation where 18th to 19th of December, basically everybody is expecting the Bank of Japan to hike rates. Now, in addition to that, if you look at this, comments about tariffs. This is what Bank of Japan governor said. U.S. companies had swallowed the burden of Trump's tariffs, and they are slightly more bullish than normal. Okay, so ultimately, this is up. Of course, everybody is now in agreement that they will hike rates, poly markets, everyone. Now, what could possibly happen? Now, if you look at this, and since it's very closely linked to the economy, the rate hike is going to be a problem again, because in August, we saw a massive Japanese carry trade problem in the market, and Bitcoin dumped 28%. Okay. Now, this time around is a little bit different because the expectation was there, and it has been, or should have been, priced in by big money. But 1.7 trillion problem, a 2024 study from the International Bank of Settlement. And of course, we want to know what the impact's going to be. So I take this two ways. I looked at what happened when the news came out, exactly the same time as the Bank of Japan, right? If you look at the drop that we had on the 30th of November, that actually coincided with the news. We're seeing, of course, the data coming out as well. That doesn't help this week, right? On Tuesday. So markets may have potentially priced in this news, but of course, there is a structural problem right now. There's a technical problem. There is a fundamental problem. There is a liquidity problem. So it could be a coincidence, but 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago now, the Bank of Japan spoke. And a scenario, there could be two scenarios. One, which is what we see now, max fear in the markets, dump it all, and then clean slate in 2026. Therefore, alts in a bear market anyway, because we haven't actually hit a critical point in the ratio, what I call the bull market trigger ratio. So no doubt, alts are in a bear market, more or less, depending on whether you want to see Chainlink at $11 or $8, which was the low for the cycle, $7 to $8. Okay, 2024 was different because it was the first time it happened. The carry trade was obviously there, but it was the first time it really hit Bitcoin unexpectedly. And then since loans are paid in yen, of course, they become more expensive. Potentially markets become illiquid, and it requires more printing, and the Fed is already doing that. Okay. Now, in addition to that, you are seeing the hyperliquid whale, right? The hyperliquid whale is in absolute tatters. So we obviously saw the prices dipping, and again, we saw what really was, absolutely insane bit of news. So I posted this yesterday, below $80,000. Yeah. We've cleared that liquidity, and we've actually gone below to take some of this. So all of a sudden now, there is an imbalance of liquidity, and it's going towards the upside. But let's talk about the hyperliquid whale and what's going on with this wild trade. Now, again, I posted this in our Discord, but for those of you who are not there, it is absolutely incredible. He is underwater. So these are his trades. Account value, 170 plus million, 76 million, previously 200 million. He's underwater by 32 billion, and he's long on all his positions. And his margin is 130 million. I thought this was Baron Trump. Unrealized P&L minus 53 million in 3 positions. Now, this guy is either an absolute legend, right, of the game. You know, there's so much inside knowledge here, or he's probably one of the dumbest people in the history of crypto, and this liquidation will be one of the biggest. The current positions all long. The fact that he's obviously transferring from Binance tells me that there is a level of coordination here. He's all long. His ETH long is 190,000 ETH. 500 million. He's just added another 15,000 ETH. His entry price is 3,167. Currently, I mean, there or thereabouts. Of course, we've dipped below that, but at the time of writing, price was 2936. Liquidation point is 2,000. Unrealized P&L, absolutely insane here, 44 million. Okay, his BTC long is 1,000 in size. The entry price was 91,500. You know, obviously we're at around 85k, and I think his liquidation price, I haven't actually seen that yet, but so long, 250,000 sold, 30 million entry total. His entry was 137. Current price 124, and unrealized profit minus 3 million, and he's 200% under on his sold position. Now he's doubled down. Obviously, they've been withdrawing money from Binance. Altogether, 3 transactions worth 20 million. He's bridged 60 million to Hyperliquid, and that was December 11th. Of course, we draw another 50 million from Binance, and he bridged that into Hyperliquid as well. So total fresh capital injected, 160 million in 3 days. Now this Hyperliquid whale, of course, he's labeled as an OG Bitcoin whale. So it's definitely not Baron Trump. Could be CC, who knows? They pull in massive funds from Binance, which I'm tracking, and they obviously are $53 million underwater. This is either, I mean, the trade was opened about 5-6 days ago, a week ago, let's say. He's either well informed, and this is the same whale that shorted Bitcoin to the tune and profit of $400 million. That's mad, if you ask me. That's insane. Now, liquidation for ETH at 2,200, and there are massive funds. I'm talking about massive funds shorting the market right now. Right? I posted yesterday what those funds are. Right? Big crypto investment funds are shorting the market because the Hyperliquid whale will get stomped out, even though he's got such an unbelievable amount of capital. And this is going to be quite significant. And that's why, in addition to what's going on, there's whale games going on. You know, for that Ethereum position, he's paying $1 million, 1.1 million so far in funding. And he still has runway. No immediate danger. Break-even price is needed. ETH, obviously, 7%. Sold 10+%. It's probably more now. And he's bleeding badly, but not capitulating. He's actually adding to his long positions. That's wild. Now, to inject 160 million, of course, over the past week to defend their massive longs tells me something. He either has a completely mental conviction. Oh Lord, smash a like for this, man. This is jokes. You know what I mean? There we are thinking we are we are obviously whatever bad traders, and spare a thought for these. I mean, this is obviously somebody who knows one or two things about nothing really. I mean, you would have obviously shorted the market to make that extra money, but since the market has got low liquidity, all the big funds are shorting right now. You may well be reckless, refuse to cut losses, and of course, smart money is still positioned against him. If ETH drops to 2.5, they'll be under serious pressure. If it rallies, then he's probably called a Santa rally. So that's what's up. That's what's going on. That's why we're seeing the market right now in the way we're seeing the market. Okay. So obviously, again, I've been looking at these prices right now. I've been seeing things and how bad they can get. But really what's going on in Bitcoin dominance on the weekly has to also be taken into consideration. We have seen a spike, despite the fact that it's on a downtrend. And we can see that little spike here. I have actually posted this several days ago in the Discord. 61% will further deplete the alts. And of course, if we hit that level, we will see some more bad times in the market. But I'm looking at this RSI here. I'm hoping this to lose momentum at some point and to roll over. So that's Bitcoin dominance. Now, still here. Look at a different account. Yeah, we don't know. Absolutely, facts. Big up to you, bro. That's a brilliant point. The thing is, because I'm tracking a lot of them through Nansen. So for this guy, anyway, we know some of his wallets. We don't have all of them, but we know some of his wallets, of course, on Hyperliquid and Binance as well. And it's quite easy to spot him. I think everyone and their dog are tracking him right now. So that's the games they're playing. But 100%, they could be short in the market and then going long here, and keeping both options open. Okay, so that's what's going on. But despite all of that bearish news that I'm giving you, there is obviously, again, just to summarize, went through the yen. This is another thing that you guys might have seen. Of course, sell-off in tech stocks, not just AI, but it's a seasonal rotation happening as well. Just keep that in the back of your minds, because if the stock market falls around 10%, then that will take us to, of course, those levels that we spoke about. Okay, we're not too far away anyway. But at the end of the day, it's a long-term game. And of course, I got friends who are bullish on Bitcoin over 10 years. I've got people that buy Potenza Tau and they're bullish over the next 5 years, next 3 years. So it really depends on how you look at some of the alts. I think the low caps right now are the biggest concerns. And of course, for those, you need a dead cat bounce in order to kind of reposition some of them. But they are obviously at their lowest versus BTC. Ethereum dominance was doing well against Bitcoin, but obviously we kind of topped here, and then we spiked here on the 8th of December. It was probably a good time here to obviously sell some stuff. But again, we are now printing another slightly weaker momentum when it comes to the ETH BTC dominance, although the RSI is still around 30. Okay, so with all of that negative stuff, this is meant to be a fun show. It's meant to be a seasonal quiz on probably it's going to help people more understand certain things, in my opinion. So if we look at the round one, now of course, you know, I've put some of these things in here. Which blockchain has the highest? And it's theoretical, not actual, because it's very difficult to compare these. But you'd be surprised. So what I've done is I have gone with Solana, Sui, Say, of course, Kaspa for speed, and Say's Giga upgrade is an interesting one here. Say's Giga upgrade basically takes it to 200,000 transactions per second. And Sui, I mean, it's way less than that because obviously that's the initial claim. Solana 65, Kaspa 3,500, the fastest of the proof of work layer ones. And do let me know if you own any of these layer one blockchains. So Giga is going to be quite interesting. Now, the Giga targets are 200,000 plus, and it's not happened yet. With a 400 millisecond finality, right now, I've just seen the price of Say has broken a key trend, and I think it is likely, you know, if it continues diving, if we go to, let me just go leave these macro charts here, go to some of these trading charts. I mean, look at this. It's broken the. I have a feeling. I mean, could we actually go as close as possible to the capitulation wick here? At the moment, 1166 to Say. I think $10,000, $11,000 gets you 100,000. Say something like that. It's a lot of money, a lot of people anyway. But those who have money, you start to consider this quite seriously. Now, the reason I wanted to do this was purely because I wanted to see how the layer ones are fighting against each other. So we actually processed the most, 120,000 transactions per second. And I think Sui is going to do well, but the ecosystem is where we always focus. We always focus on the smaller caps. And Bro said, Solana leads, Ethereum follows, institutional anchor, Sui emerges as the top next generation upside, Monad offers isometric, hype driven by potential, Say remains solid, niche player. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, absolutely. Big facts. And of course, here as well, Kaspa stays a longer term tech rather than a near term tech leader. Facts. I couldn't agree with you more because I think what I'm seeing now, there will be a space in like, you know, proof of work in terms of like the speed. Sometimes people get it wrong. How does the 10 gigabits per second translate into TPS, you know, transaction per second? And I think that is something that is going to give Kaspa a very long longevity in that proof of work space. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, I'm holding. Very good question. I'm actually holding the, you know, there's stuff that's quite meaningless in my portfolio right now. The one thing that I've done quite well over the last, in fact, since September, I put out a video back in end of July and kind of like first week of August. And that's probably when I kind of like did 10%. Skimming off the top, but I've just been buying Tau. I bought some Kaspa. I bought Say. I bought a little bit of Monad, but I've literally just said to myself, look, I'm going to focus purely on maintaining what I have, the good bits. And then if I get an opportunity to really seriously trim, that's what I've been saying to everyone. Make sure you kind of streamline the portfolio because you obviously get more money for your buck right now. And that's the way I treat it, honestly. I'm actually quite one of the few, like, quite rare in crypto that I do enjoy a good discount. And ultimately, last cycle, it was kind of like obvious to sell because, 10, 20x's, 30x's, 40x's, it was so obvious for you to be able to take profit. Institutions have really kind of put the brakes on it. The Trump election, the meme coins, the two Trump meme coins were the top signal as far as I was concerned. And again, this time last year, Christmas Day, I remember making a post saying, yo, 5%, 10% off the top, and nobody took it. Nobody took it. And we, seriously, everybody thought, okay, we'll run up to the Trump election, pro crypto, and 99% of the market was caught out. So in my opinion, I think the best way to treat this is as an opportunity to ensure, like, if you're buying, like, say, for example, I'll give you one of my favorite charts right now. Because to make money, to have conviction is to make money in the long term. This is one of my favorite charts. And this is Tau, right? So Tau always has a tight kind of like trading range. I really don't care if I buy this at $300 or if I buy this at $260 or $250 or as it comes down some more, if we test the lows, because I understand what I'm buying long term, and that is going to be that's going to be the key for a lot of people. What are you convicted in? And if we look at, for example, virtuals, this is another one that we talk about because it really kind of like, if you look at the retracement here, it is kind of like being one of the better charts for a long time anyway. It was holding above $1. So the fact that it's come down to these levels right now, let me just drop. These kind of levels, we could see a little bit more pullback here, but ultimately look where the chart is compared to where it could go. And again, this is a serious infrastructure play. Now, one reason why the alts are doing this, through the bear market, I didn't address the second part. Of course, through the bear market, if we don't get a relief rally, really, that confirms a bear market. But this is one chart that I use, and I've always said to myself, look, man, you're way, way below where you need to be for altcoins. So let's remove this. And I did talk about this today in our post. And if you look at this, altcoins, at no point in the cycle, apart from the wick, have we even come remotely close to previous levels where we sent from in previous bull markets, like 2017, 2021. Realistically, coming down here to 0.26 is definitely where a lot of people haven't seen alts. Like, this is a downtrend here from November 2021. So basically, these alts have been in this. But previous cycles, we clearly bottomed here. Right? We've done one, over here. We've done triggered 2021 over here. In 2021, look, 2019, we had a nice little move for alts, and then we had COVID, and then we kind of bottomed here, and then we went. Now, this is the clearest pattern for me that the alts have not come to this point, apart from that manipulation candle, that wick, whatever you want to call it, on 1010. Ultimately, we should be able to tap this properly before we can send. And again, we've broken above the trend, and now we're retesting it again. So This is probably one of the most important charts, and I can see the RSI here is completely. What are we looking at? The 2-day. Let's look at the weekly here. So you can even see it here on the weekly. The alts are closer to their bear market lows than they are, and they haven't been anywhere above that since 2021. Rotting Galaxy got banned. Holy crap. Man, I better not say Pepe is going to $80 billion. Yo, they can back. Listen, man, they can come for me, man. You know what? You know if they come for me, Kate, me and you just open another channel until we run out of Gmails. Yeah, big facts, bro. 70 to 80%, which means it actually confirms a bear market. Most alts are going into oblivion. Fair point. Pay. Hey, that guy, man. That guy is the legend, man. You gotta give it to him, man. You gotta give it to the legend. And I think, look, this hasn't really taken off as well. Like this idea of the Russell, it just keeps wicking up, pulling back, wicking up. Again, we haven't got. This could have been a nice move up, break into a new all-time high, and that's the total too. That's actually the most linked, what I would say, chart to the total too. You know, unless you buy useless coin. I mean, look, this tells you how mad crypto is right now. I mean, it's totally useless now, but I wouldn't bet the bond guys absolutely making this to go on another run. This is the chart for Monad. Say less. Let's have a look at Floki. Floki was absolutely, I mean, this is again another interesting one. Look, bear market lows. Look at the distance coming into a key support. You can look at any altcoin like you said, bro. And it's all BS right now. And that's Floki, man. Imagine, you know, when money comes back in and Musk just puts a Floki icon on his. This is why I think, you know, it's an opportunity rather than, you know, long term anyway. I don't think we'll get a year's long bear market. Are they? I mean, you know, which way do you go? The strongest coin, Bitcoin Cash, you could say it had a bull market. I mean, the chart is ridiculous. Another one in its bear market. I mean, look at render here. Of course, it's not the total render chart. Render was like 50 plus cents during the bear market. Kaspa, good old Kaspa. What are we doing here? I mean, like Madman said, look, Kaspa, you know, this cycle is Zora cooked. Zora is actually one of my favorite. Sorry, let's skip CoinAnk. I'll use that for something else. Zora is actually. Let me have a look at the market cap. But some cryptocurrencies, you know, I mean, probably better to look at them through the market cap lens. And again, you know, this was a beautiful chart, still above $200 million. But this will do really well on base. That whole creator economy. Let's see what they're saying lately. they're doing. You can now deposit and trade. So yeah, now this is a solid project. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of the Coinbase event. Will they announce a token? I doubt it. But there's going to be, wallet improvements and that kind of stuff. There will be, perhaps, maybe they might even announce a token. Who actually knows? But Zora right now, and the other one I wanted to look at was Toshi as well. Toshi's boom. Has there been a more explosive chart from here? Just under 1 cent, all the way up to 14 here, comes back down. On the weekly, I mean, this is going to be quite interesting. You can see here, totally oversold, completely and utterly chilling, very little volume. Toshi dips under 100 million. That would be an incredible buy as well. Toshi here. It's coming down nicely. To be fair, this is one. I mean, again, you've got to do your bear market hit list. Good old Tosh. This chart has been nothing but unbelievable. Yeah, it's coming down. Trading volume. I haven't seen this trading volume for a while on Toshi. If you look at the yearly performance, up 49%. But I think this will be a multiple $1 billion in value when the irrationality of the market returns. Let's have a look at Bluefin. I mean, just imagine the ecosystem plays here. Bluefin still actually holding 11 million. It's holding 11 million, which is quite interesting. The TVL is almost 15x the market cap. Yeah, Cave, don't trade. I mean, I honestly believe trading right now is just whack. I had a little win today with the Chainlink, but that was just a short in and out. I mean, literally, if you're trading now, you've got to be very, very careful. You've got to just jump in, boom, and then get out. These brutal manipulated markets, trading edge shines volatility. It's your friend if you rotate spot 2x gains. Facts. Holding blindly gets you wrecked by black swans and cabal plays. Couldn't say it better, brother. I don't have a bag of Toshi yet. Not like Suicide Bro said. No, but look, you've got to really, you have to look at Toshi, man. Look, it's very hard to be at this, this point of the cycle, but you've got to really see that as a blessing. I think most of us who DCA anyway, slowly, whether monthly, weekly, whatever, finding good coins with utility, even in a meme narrative, will make you crazy money. Because I can see this. I mean, at the minimum case, going to $2 billion in valuation. I can also see Lofi. I mean, Lofi, the thing about Lofi is right now, and the entire Sui ecosystem, it's just stuck at 6 million. And these were the April kind of the April lows here, but there is no trading volume here, at all. 300K trading volume, most of it coming from, I think, Mexi and, Mexi is the thing here. Really difficult. Like, CETIS is pulling in 8K volume for low fee. But, I wouldn't buy SUI, like I said so many times. I have a big SUI bag. I'd really buy the ecosystem, because if you tell me, we will get a DEX move again, we will get a SUI move again at some point in 2026. If you look at this, for example, just the metrics don't add up. A very good TVL, lightning fast, very good DEX. Move from Arbitrum to SUI. It was an Arbitrum project. But yeah, this whole thing is absolutely insane, man. So yeah, let's continue to talk about these layer ones. So you can see we've done TPS, fastest transactions. Again, fastest finality. Whoever said, ETH 12 seconds, that's for like 3 minutes. 400 milliseconds. Now, the one that I can't believe, honestly, is SUI. Every time, have you ever sent tokens to yourself in SUI? I think SUI is going to be a mass adoption chain. But if we do get those bear market prices, my daughter is not going to have college funds. I would absolutely go ridiculous on it. Hey, Jimmy, what's going on, bro? I think you missed your analysis here. Well, I'll give you your flowers while you're here, bro. This was a brilliant post. Discord, breaking down the Fed's TGA account. Guys, this is what you can look forward to in our group. We all chip in. There is no master of the seas. There is no one person calls everything. We are a democratically elected group. We're basically like the Fed governing board. Got some bullish ones, some dovish ones, and I think we got rid of all the major dickheads a while ago. Every Discord has some unbelievable ones, but this is Jimmy. This was, give you your flowers, brother. This was absolute. I love reading this. Again, big up to the other analysis here as well. This is designed to give people what they can't get, which is, I would probably say, institutional grade. And Madman as well, Cave, Pete. There's some amazing charts here from Pete. Always calling it absolutely as it should. But I guess where people are missing the point right now, when you don't have your Christmas funds, when your exit plans have been in tatters, you tend to think, okay, you know what? Let me sell this shit and get out of it. But to be fair here, what we're seeing is what you ought to be looking at in terms of, I'd encourage everyone in our group to support the guys. Go over to the chart section, because normally we have the update section, the chart section. We've got the smart money section as well. Jimmy and Madman drop crazy stuff in there, and I'm always reading that. So take advantage of that, because this information here is absolutely invaluable in my opinion. Because when you see crypto from the angle of the institutions, I think you feel a lot better. Again, like I was saying, the hyper liquid whale, right? They could get smoked out for, I don't know, $400 million. And he's already under $53 million in the red. But what does he know is the question to remain long in these markets, right? Again, there's a story to everything. It could well be that he's got another position of equally larger size going the other way. So yeah, It is key. Bro said, I'm still waiting for Billy. Billy, I think we talked about Billy once, bro, in the last live stream. Let me know what Billy is, because I have no idea. Billy the mascot. Chances are it's this one, right? What chain is it on, bro? Do let me know. We are. It's a good question, bro. Look, it is possibly not the time. I do have a price in mind, and I'm going to share that with you anyway. But I want you to look at this and just let's brainstorm together, right? Why would I look at this? $11 million, 33 fully diluted, decent amount of trading volume, granted, but a massive TVL. And tokenomics aside, of course, they do buybacks and burns. But why would I look at this? Could we potentially see, based on the dynamics, a price of a couple of dollars, $3? I think it's possible. But it requires the layer one to obviously move. But I'm looking at big money and stuff like that. I'm tracking it on that, not Nansen. I'm looking at it on other kind of SUI DeFi platforms, seeing liquidity. It's got 150 million plus in TVL. And what that normally tells me, I know sometimes TVL people say, oh, it's overrated, but it does have a good ring to it. It does have a good utility within the SUI blockchain. And it's just like Lofi, having a conviction in a meme coin doesn't necessarily make it bad, like Toshi or Lofi or these things. It's just printing SUI down the line, in my opinion. But timing is everything in crypto. And you can't go all in. I think a 50 to 100,000 bluefin, which is around $3,000 right now, would be fantastic. Very low risk. Sorry, it's still risky, but I'm saying in terms of very relatively small outlay for a potentially good return. So I really, if they continue with the buybacks and burns, if SUI picks up, of course, this thing here, 87% down, hard to build conviction now, but this is what you see when other people don't really see what's going on in the market. Because these bags just get passed around, right? Brilliant stuff. We'll continue our Christmas fun. Smash a like, guys, by the way. SUI is probably the fastest, regardless of what anyone claims. And we know that. Ethereum will take always time to finalize. Okay. Kaspa's world record proof of work blockchain, September 2025. Was it 1,000? Was it 2,500? Was it 3,500 transactions per second? I think that's a good bit of knowledge there, because again, what I want people to learn is, because I bet many Kaspa holders don't actually know 10 gigabits per second, or say internet level grade protocol, right? Potentially faster than the internet. How many TPS can you do that? Proof of stake is unmatched. But what you can do here is 3,585 transactions per second, which is incredible. And this is when I think, was it Pete? Big up Pete. I didn't even greet my brother today. Where's Pete? Pete is there somewhere. Was it Pete or Madman that was saying future tech for Kaspa? I genuinely believe, and again, there was a live stream where me and my authority of proof of work, Mr. Cliff of Dynex, was talking about some of the DeFi stuff they're building. If we see that, then of course you could imagine, this actually potentially solving that trilemma, incredibly fast. And that's going to be quite important, especially the narrative will be because Bitcoin does 7 TPS and we need, a kind of like, say, silver to Bitcoin's gold, but perhaps a proof of work blockchain that is widely used in comparison. 512x faster than Bitcoin with the same security model. Nakamoto consensus here. If Kaspa can do this with proof of work, and is Bitcoin's digital gold narrative under threat? No way. However, it'd be good to market it as that. Decentralization. Now, this one really caught my eye. Which blockchain has the most validators? Ethereum, 1 million, Solana, 1,500, say 40, Sui, 100 validators. Interesting stuff. Of course, Ethereum is obviously, is Ethereum. We keep that one moving. The fair launch, which blockchain launched with zero pre-mine? Of course, this one. It's Kaspa. For those of you new to crypto, maybe you're deciding what to buy. You're probably maybe a fundamentalist, a purist. You're looking for something. Let me put you up to date. It is a festive game anyway, but I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about crypto in a different light. It's not a bingo night. It's a red night, but you get the point. So yeah, of course, Kaspa is the one that was fair launch relatively. Okay. Yeah, I love VC coins as well. I'm out of that. I'm old enough to understand, of course, that doesn't really matter. Price action matters. Of course, VC coins, you suffer. You do suffer for a period. Then, of course, they make their money and they start pushing it. Again, it's an aspect that Kaspa lacks as well, because some of the arguments in the community consistently are who's funding what. Someone's going to create an explorer and then they'll pull it out and say, I'm fair, fair dues. But I did talk about the Kaspa Foundation. And today, I'm only talking about layer ones in this particular segment. Maybe we can have fun with meme coins and do it similar style. Nakamoto coefficient, of course, measures how many entities could collude to attack a network. Higher, more decentralized. Rank these the least to the most. Ethereum, Solana, say, of course, Ethereum is the most decentralized. We talked about that. 10 validators, 10 to 7 is quite shocking for say. Should have added the Kaspa and the other ones in there. EVM question. Blockchain is not compatible with EVM. And there's only one there. You can actually bridge into Ethereum. But of course, Sui is on the move programming language. Now, this is where, of course, Madman was talking about Monad. And right time to talk about Monad. If Monad goes under, that would be a bear market for Monad. Now, considering people like Crypto Bacon have obviously bought Monad for, where's Monad? Okay, put Monad. Mon doesn't come up. Strange. Okay, early rounds are underwater. $200 million market cap, 2 billion fully diluted. Yo, that's insane, right? And that's despite the ban from Coinbase for 1 month. Obviously, that expired. If it goes under that, interesting, Veles, interesting point out there, I have been DCAing a little bit on the down anyway, because I do think that it's just hype, innit? Like, you do get hype is at the top. It's already nearly there. Yeah, exactly. But this is, mega hype layer one. And when I did the first kind of research in, a couple of years ago now, was kind of like one of the ones I was looking forward to. The only issue with them was they kept on delaying the launch. So right now, if you bought this at early rounds, you are completely, underwater, right? And Sui was like that. Of course, another famous example is Axelar, who's been like that from launch, or for a very long time anyway. So I would say don't ignore this. Don't ignore this because it's $200 million. The scale of layer ones. I mean, whatever happened to Sonic, by the way? Are there any Sonic holders in the building? So wait, trading volume here is 167 million, and Sonic has fallen off. I guess crypto banter is not pushing this anymore, but Sonic is now down to $300 million. I wonder if that upgrade was worth it in the end, you know? It's like, let's have a look at the tokenomics here. Supply, infinite supply, circulating total, should be fully diluted anyway. But Sonic now, this is meant to be the builder's chain, right? Because their incentives for developers is probably the biggest in crypto. And that's what their plan was. Another big launch that no one's talking about, that has, I wonder what the price is right now in this bear market for Linear. Linear right now, $100 million. I mean, think about it, man. This is, that's nearly 4x, 4.5x dilution here. But Linear is doing what? Volume-wise, 30 million. So it's doing more or less the same as Sonic. So all of these big hype jobs. Now, one thing that I need to make you aware is the situation with tokenomics. If we look at tokenomics, we would see the supply and demand really is going to be in balance for 2026. Because I think the ultimate thing here is that they are going to be in their kind of vesting schedules. 2026 was not meant to be a bull market year, right? So if they, if obviously they got these kind of aggressive, crazy tokenomics, that's going to be another factor as well. That's why I'm seeing a lot of buybacks for some projects that want to be relevant. This is going to be one key thing for us to balance. When you look through the portfolio tonight, just look at what you're holding and see if there's any updates on their vesting schedule for 2026. A classic example will be Aether. The inflation here, right? I mean, this is unbelievable, right? This is, look, let's not pretend we're not in a bear market, guys. This used to be around $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 at some point. 100,000 Aether is now officially, geez. So this is what, and this is all due to unlocks now. In addition to the supply dynamics, look, total supply, all-time high currently unlocks in circulation. Additional 15 million remain locked, while 16 million is designated as to be locked amount. And this is where we are. Now, you notice as we go to the rest of 2026, this shit becomes even more and more inflationary. So that's something to consider. It doesn't mean it's not going to pump, right? All-time high, June 12, 2024. But you've got to really look at the tokenomics of some of these projects. And again, you know, stuff like Linear. Monad said that they're locking the team tokens for 4 years, which is pretty decent. But yeah, I mean, come on, this is going to be 2026. It's actually not bad, but it is quite steep as well here to 2027. But look over here. I mean, you know, it's going to be for the long term. But I think, you know, listen, they can pump it. Obviously, nobody is using layer 2s at the moment except Base. Base still pulling in good numbers. A lot of coins. Yeah, big facts, bro. Looking at Asta. Monad discussion here. Everyone, that is probably we can wrap it up. But that's the thing, you know, January might be a good time to go shopping. If any of you's got secondhand furniture, secondhand clothes for charity, of course, cold season over there. We've got winter too. Yeah, get yourself liquid, man. The best thing you can do in times like this is to make sure you have a job, steady income, and that's becoming difficult too, guys. It's not easy right now. So yeah, man, gonna love you and leave you. You have a wonderful, wonderful night. I hope this exercise was fun. And let me see if I've just yeah, we can do let me know in the comments if you want us to go through this kind of format with some other different sectors as well, notably things like AI and stuff like that. Now, we ain't confirmed the bear market, bro. We ain't confirmed the bear market. And the fat lady hasn't sang yet. But I'm ringing the bell to buy some crypto later this week. Lots of love to you too. Waterview, much love to you. Secondhand family as well. Sell it. Yo, I'm going to hit you up. I'm so sorry, bro, man. It's always like 1, 2 in the morning, man. I hate our time difference, bro. But I promise you, man, man's going to two-way you, bro. I'll text you as well. And by the way, me and Cave have got a showing plan in the works for a while. Again, you know, Jimmy, Madman, I'm invited all the brothers to come over and spend some time with me here on the live stream. Appreciate you, bro. Keep the positive energy as much as you can, and be humans for sure. Jimmy, absolutely, brother. Would love to have you on a live stream as well. No need for the camera. We should be all getting together. Love you loads, man. Stay safe. Happy, lovely, wonderful Christmas, New Year. And we're going to continue live streaming. We're going to continue building. Again, the best of me comes out on red days. You'd hardly see me on a green day. That tells you the difference, man. We're here to win it. It's a long game. It's a long ball. And the more, just build conviction now. Do some research. This is the time where you put some stables there. You look at your portfolio and you say to yourself, look, man, what can I do with this? Where's this project going? Ask those critical questions. And for anyone who's under the weather with like 100 shit coins, I'm sorry you are heavy loaded with shit coins, but any dead cat bounces will give you a way out of those and really buy these institutional grade, stuff like Zibek. I've done 2 videos. I mean, 1 video and a short And this is a fucking strong chart, man. Like, seriously, like, what are we doing here, guys? This is a strong chart. Don't look at the market cap. It's under 200 million now. It was over 200 million, but the market's come down. 89K holders. I'm telling you now, some of the shit they're doing will bamboozle you. Because if you think about the level of adoption, if you think about the Clarity Act, if you think about stablecoin deployment, payroll, shit, man, this is deep in AI. I'm telling you, I don't care about $200 million. This is an American coin. So if you start doing payroll and POSs, and you know, people don't actually understand. I've got experience in the payments business, and it's a huge multi-billion-dollar industry. So they ain't got the card, they ain't got the payroll, RWA. So they're offering Zibek cards, payroll, DPIN, and they're building a super app. Now, whenever I see a physical product like this, you know, you go to restaurants, you know, POS machines are everywhere nowadays, but they're building one in the US for friggin' stable coins. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ahead of the game. And for anyone who thinks, look, man, look at utility and wait for those people are fed up with the way the industry has gone so far. And I'm telling you now, like, you know, don't, you know, my feeling is my feelings, but I like to project my feelings in a positive manner. Yes, the market is shit. Yes, the portfolio is down, but you ain't going to be a millionaire or have 500,000 liquid or 5 million, whatever, if you don't actually look through what's going on. Like, we're giving you hyper liquid whale, we're giving you smart money, we're giving you low prices, but it's about conviction. If it goes 10, 15% from here, I don't care. But if I can buy Tau, say at 150, I'd buy some more. If I can buy Kaspa at 1 cent, I'll buy some more. If I can buy Sui at 50 cent, I'd probably sell everything and go into that. You know, like, you know, and I don't mean crypto. I'll sell assets that I have. You know, like a couple of apartments or a house or whatever, cars. I don't give a shit. Like, I would seriously continue to bid in the market because I believe sooner or later you will catch one project that changes your life. And if you're looking at 3, 5, maybe a portfolio of 10 coins, you know, some shit coins in there, get top 5 conviction plays, and then gamble with the rest. And yeah, Zebek at these prices is absolutely ridiculous, bro. Like, you really, like, people, I keep saying this. If you have this whole situation here, so if we look at the Clarity Act, right? You've got anti-CBDC and other things that are built into this that obviously give us clarity on the entire asset class. Now, when you see what they're doing, they're telling you we're building a hardware business into the future. I mean, we're talking about the 2030s here. And I can't imagine when people start putting this in, you know, these in restaurants and retail spaces and whatever, selected small, medium businesses in the United States. That's the giveaway right now. The US is the largest market for payment solutions globally. And then you've obviously got international markets as well. And you own, you know, you earn rewards as a business in ZBEC and as what they call ZPIN as a contributor. So obviously there's more to that. And it's universally compatible across all industries. So obviously if they're producing theirs in coffee shops and other places, I think that's going to be bullish. Again, you're not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket, but the payroll solutions as well can't be ignored. Real-time payments in stable coins. in real actual dollars. Stablecoin payroll for enterprise and employees. So I guess what they're going to do is they're going to have, obviously they already have like business development. This will be a traditional business functioning in a manner that we know the likes of Verifone, PIMPAD settlement. You know, maybe they'll move into PIMPADs as well. But that's a speculation for my part. The catalyst here is a Zebex super app. Uses blockchain speed, security, efficiency, power everyday financial activities like salaries, bill payments, budgets, and other things. How many people here struggle with their taxes? So yeah, this could be the way forward. This could be the future, man. Thoughts on Turbo? Turbo is going to move with ETH. It is at a market cap right now. Still, I mean, look, you have a choice here, right? And I did well from Turbo in 2023 because of Pepe, because I stumbled into it. Sold it, made decent money, but not enough. You know, I didn't hold it long enough. You have a choice. If you're looking at Turbo at $131 million market cap, which is one of many Ethereum meme coins, and you're looking at 140 million Toshi on base, a base mascot. So I think Turbo will do well, but let's just see what's going on with the big boys. Let's have a look at the big boys of ETH. Let's have a look at Pepe. And I'm still holding my Pepe, by the way. I have a small bag of Pepe that I just love. So Pepe's gone from 7 billion to recently has been hovering around over 2 billion. So yeah, if Pepe falls, ETH falls, yeah, Turbo is a good meme because the story behind it, the OG founder was, I never forget that night in 2023 when he created this, or 2024, I can't remember what it was, using ChatGPT. And the guy literally was crying on YouTube, man. Such a wonderful story. But, and I repeat, it's a game of convictions. If I've got the same money to deploy right now at 130 million comparison for a meme coin, I'm going balls deep into Toshi and I'm just going to chill out with Turbo. But if you're in Turbo already, the chart has pulled back and it could well pull back further, and below $100 million is where I would scoop some more because I can't see the momentum right now. Yeah, bro, 100% facts over here. Yeah, so Pippin is out of control. Do you remember the post I did from Nansen? And you posted this as well. This has been mad, absolutely insane. So if you go to Nansen, this shit was kind of ripping up. I think I checked it for you before you posted that, bro. I can't remember how we did. But according to Nansen, the accumulation was kicking off a while back. It was just on fire. 400 million. Let's see what the risks are. Crazy. Look, profit taking. So I can tell you now, smart money is having a field day. 99% of smart wallets have sold. Public figures have also sold 77%. Top 100 addresses are up. So there is accumulation. There's also, let's have a look at distribution here. Top 100 holds 68% of the total supply. And again, fresh wallets, i.e. retail, hold 10%. What would be your top 5 Clarity Act coins? Very good question. I haven't actually positioned myself. I mean, Zibek would be one, an obvious one there. Ondo Finance will be number two. And it's mostly stuff that I hold. And then, of course, you've got to look at the kind of the stablecoin projects. In my opinion, there's one that slips my mind, but was founded by the one of the founders of Tether. Can't remember what that was. And in terms of like overall, the giants, you know, your Solanas, your Suis, I think they benefit from that, but directly, and also the ISO coins as well. But if you ask me for two, I would probably say Ondo. Plume's also quite well positioned. Some of the good RWAs. Syrup is another one. Interestingly, Syrup has some of the, like, I got alerts for stablecoin growth on Syrup. So I think those would be it. You know, some of the DeFi projects that have real utility. But for me, I think what we just talked about with VBC, I think that's going to be, and they're Fed now ready as well. Bro said the chill guy is the next Pippin. Let's have a look at chill guy real quick. See what smart money's doing. I mean, that is the ultimate meme, isn't it? In terms of chill guy. Chill guy's price is now, what is it? 5 million trading volume, not bad. Chart got absolutely rinsed. $17 million. I mean, this was at its all-time high. I think this was 561 million all-time high. So I would probably say, let's see what's going on under the hood. Because under the hood, you see the ugly things, bruv. Like, you see you see stuff that you shouldn't see. You know, parental advice. What's going on here? So price is falling. Price is falling, but balance has been, you know, is being maintained. And that's quite bullish, right? So there is, unlike sometimes, you know, you see, so this is an important metric here. You're seeing price fall and then accumulation step in, the price rises, and then, of course, there is a bit of a sell-off here. But then if you look at this, as the price falls, accumulation happens. So this is actually growing steadily to the right. But what we have seen here is the bye-bye hot wallet. Kapow, million tokens there, nearly. They've sold 1.7 million. Again, that's their hot wallet, so can't pay too much attention to that. Maxi hot wallet. Let's see what's going in and out of this. So it's mainly, you know, exchanges are selling, which is natural. BitGet has been buying, and it owns 2%, 2.5% of the supply. Any notable whales here? There's a Soul Millionaire here. He owns 11 million tokens. And let's see, 24 hours. Yeah, it's probably worth tracking this guy, really. So this is a Soul Millionaire with down 32% to 250K. It's down on all of them, naturally, about 30%. This is what I'm saying about us retailers. Like, you know, sometimes we're a bit too, my opinion, we're a bit too afraid. And I know it's important because it's family money, often, you know, collection of money put together. But if you look at this, I mean, you would see here, this guy should obviously would be mad, wouldn't he? 30% across the board. We are not unique. There are some absolute imbeciles that will tell you, man, I'm down because you. What do you mean you're down? Every whale that I look is down in the millions, right? Obviously, this guy's no different. $500,000 on Bonk, $500,000 on Fartcoin, nearly 600K, 650K plus, 660K on Pengu, and 250K, but he is holding his bag because he's a soul millionaire and he understands whenever these assets take a shit, like we're seeing right here, when they take a dump, what he's doing is he's accumulating. And you could see here a balance increase, right? And you could see here, and that's how they make money. And that 17 million, he's worth about nearly $20 million. And he is a Mudeng and peanut whale, popcat whale, Solana millionaire. So what we'll do is create an alert for this guy for his buy and sell activities. And of course, if he gets a shitcoin that I don't know about, I will investigate and I'll drop it into the Discord. How about that, lads? A clear pool. C pool is very good. But there was that whole crypto banter phase that they went through when they paid heavily. If you remember, and it did actually, was this the pump? I mean, this was pre-December, so I guess they got their money's worth. But if you've obviously been in this last year, you've made money. If you are in it this year, the chances are you are underwater. But $26 million market cap, $30 million fully diluted, 26 million circulating, low volumes across the industry. But what we can see is the TVL is nearly double the market cap. Tokenomics are not bad as well. I haven't been keeping up to date with their recent developments. Open credit infrastructure, stablecoin economy. So again, that could be, but in the past, what they've, that could be a project that's positioned itself for the Clarity Act when they look at their stable coins and stuff like that. And you can see here, they are heavily rotating to that aspect of things as well as an RWA project. So it could be interested. I mean, market cap looks decent. Supply looks decent. But I would obviously, again, these are the lowest that I've seen this project in a long time. I mean, the only other time was 2023. We talked about Linear at length, and you can watch that back. But Foxy was my bet on Linear. And unfortunately, Foxy has been, even before the current market situation, there's been elements of airdrops, $3 million, fully diluted $5 million. Like I always say, I think it should be the mascot for Linear. With the MetaMask whole credit card thing and Visa partnership, whatever. But it's been shit. This has been, if Linear takes off, right, you got to wait for a while. But if Linear takes off, I think, again, and Linear have the money to market their product. So that's why I'm still in it. I bought it on Bybit and I left it there to be honest. What's the point of trying to get rid of it or sell it now? Yeah, Chill Guy is the meme. The most popular meme. Absolutely. It's one of them. Yeah, these shit coins. Oh, what a legend. Thank you. That's Kai, where your head was at. Was probably... Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. It's kind of you where your head was at. Possibly a Clarity at a coin. Okay. Sorry, bro. Because it's getting late. I'm a bit all over myself. I think we've done. Look, guys, smash a like if you haven't liked the live stream. I don't think you appreciate the effort man's trying to put into this. So please give me a little bit of a like. And of course, in return, I shall give you some music back. That's what's up, man. So in terms of my overall clarity, look, I look at this in a simple way. You know, I have, when I did crypto by myself, I think it was a lot easier because I could experiment and make as many risky moves, as well as sometimes sit on my hands way too long, because it's just the way it happens. But I have built conviction in terms of the clarity, because I'm trying to see the kind of vibes that I saw previously. You know, I don't want to be left behind of a big AI movement. I don't want to be left behind with a big with a big, for example, payroll innovation with stable coins. So when I look at conviction, you know, I'm kind of looking at long term, and I'm not quick to jump off. Perhaps it's a weakness, and it's definitely a strength, because both things can be true at the same time. You know, for example, look at Arweave. Yeah, like, how can you have conviction? Look at Axelar. It's been down for 2 years, 3 years now. So sometimes you've got to see what you're buying, and you're going to have your Zcash moment. Nobody can tell me they had Zcashes, you know, from 2 cycles ago, and they were fully convinced that this particular proof of work privacy coin is going to give you a 5x return in a short space of time. So you've got to have, like, and I'm doing that with Kaspa now. I've held Kaspa now for nearly 3 years, and I still have a very good entry, which potentially could get threatened, right? But I'm not thinking about, you know, going back to what we were saying earlier. I'm thinking about a time when proof of work, you know, cryptocurrencies are in season, and of course, Bitcoin hits a certain level, and you're thinking, okay, what's the next best coin in this entire niche? And they get a listing. All of a sudden, my conviction at 4 cents or 1 cent or 80% of a penny, you know, prints millions for me. So when we look at as long as you can identify what's a long-term hold and what's the reason, you know, ask yourself, would you ever be a Solana millionaire? Would you buy Solana at $8 on the night when SBF got hit, like got arrested, right? Collapse. And I bought Solana at $8.80 something. And I remember, in fact, DCAing all the way up to $20. Then I stopped. Then I looked up my Solana. I actually had a bag of Solana on Gate.io, and credit to Gate. In January 2023, they airdropped me nearly 100 grand worth of bonk, which I didn't give a shit about at the time. Sold it. I was like, what the? So what Gate did was Gate automatically staked my bonk, the airdrop that I had, just because I had been buying Solana on Gate.io. And I just received like 5-6 waves, and I can see the price growing from the initial airdrop. And Gate.io has the shittest interface in the world. It's like one of the most horrible, like, what they do, Nexi or Bybit or none of these other exchanges give you, is if you genuinely hold something on Gate and you get an airdrop for holding that thing, it will go and they will airdrop it to you, but they automatically stake it. So for days I was sitting there thinking, how can I unstake this shit? Because you can see the dollar value, right? But the interface is all hidden. Anyway, I wish I had more conviction. I should have just turned that bonk into Sol and called it a day. But I didn't, man. I sold it. So building conviction and trying to see what your project is going to do in a good macro environment is probably the way to make money in crypto. And again, you could trade the 2x, 3x narrative as well, and do your multipliers that way. Now, I ain't seen that yet, bro. Appreciate you. I'd be lying, bro. Yeah, facts. Oh, bro, that is the... This is it. Bitcoin when it was around $500, man, a piece. Just imagine right now. Oh, bro, but it for family, there's no price to it, right? Like, if you seriously think about it, what is she worth to you? I can't imagine. No amount of money. If I lose everything today, and I had my daughter, big up to you, bro. Like that's such a powerful thing, because if I lose everything today and I had my daughter, man, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd go and build everything again. It would probably take me another cycle or two. Who gives a shit? As long as you're healthy, you have you build a stable income, bro. Your $500 now is priceless. Guys, from the moment I said I was going to go, we've done another hour, another 20 minutes. But yeah, lots of love. I'll go. And let's do as many live streams as possible, man. I love the vibe, and I'm checking out. Got this today, man, from the shop. Call it a day. Good night, guys. God bless you. Take care. As we say in Dubai, man, salam.